Hi, I'm Lawrence Fox. I'm a member of the Leadership New Jersey class of '04. I'm president of my own engineering company in Dover called Fox Valve, but I'm a co-founder here at Students to Science, and I currently serve as the board on the board. So I've been actively involved since we started with the scribble on the back of an envelope 7 years ago. I immediately rented a building, and it's been a long ride for 7 years. S2S has a three-word mission, which is to inspire, motivate, and educate kids to become interested in a potential career in science. Our mission is not so much to educate them, although that's part of it. The real interest is to expose them to what science is. I mean, the pharmaceutical industry is a huge part of the New Jersey industry, and kids really don't know what the pharmaceutical industry does, how science impacts on that. And when you're dealing with the underserved communities that used to be called the Abbott schools, these kids have very little exposure to what science is, how science works, what scientists do. So the fact that they can come in here and work with very sophisticated tools, typically with 10 or 12 PhDs at their elbow all day long, really awakens them to what science can do. It was just very inspiring to spend so much time with my 50 classmates. I became extremely close to many of my classmates. We were a very tight-knit group, and I'm still close to a bunch of them now. Just being aware of how many of them were involved in the civic community, how much of them had a commitment to serving the community. It's kind of rare these days to see people who have a strong passion to serve or to give or to help. Otherwise known as civic engagement. So that's I was always sort of involved in that. I had been guest lecturing in science classrooms in New Jersey for 30 years before then. So this was a natural outgrowth of that, and Leadership New Jersey certainly helped me, encourage me in that direction. I'm speaking to you now from our facility in East Hanover, which we now refer to sort of as the mothership and our think tank. This place runs 100 to 110 all-day programs a year, every year. We have more demand for those days than we can accommodate. We are currently building another 10,000 square foot facility in Newark with another $3 to $4 million worth of brand new equipment is going to move in. That will free up 60% of our bandwidth here in East Hanover. That facility in Newark will serve just students within that district. We've been approached by the University of Akron in Ohio to possibly build our third facility in Ohio, and we're going out to Ohio in November to see if the corporate community there is going to engage. They have the same existential threat of a non-technically literate workforce as New Jersey does, so hopefully they're going to engage, and we'll build our third facility in Akron. We have typically 35 to 45 kids a day come here for 110 days a year. So that's an average of 4,000 student visits a year. But beyond that, the virtual lab is touching thousands of kids every week. So our aggregate numbers so far is that we've had roughly 4,000 student visits here, and we've had 25,000 students have had some contact with Students to Science. So it's on a scale that sort of dwarfs most of the STEM programs that we've heard. When we open up our Newark facility, those numbers are going to double. So now instead of 25,000 kids having been exposed, it'll be 50,000 kids. Instead of 4,000 kids walking through the door, it'll start being 10,000 or 15,000 kids.